Good evening, students. In our last online interactive session, we discussed about the medical termination of pregnancy, that is MTP, and STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. And now, today, we are going to learn about the major issue regarding reproductive health, that is infertility. And infertility is at rise because of the stress and other factors prevailing in our society. So, the last in this chapter, reproductive health is not complete without discussing infertility. Now, what is infertility? Infertility is the phenomena where the couple who wants to have child and they are undergoing the unprotected sex, but still they are not able to have the child. Still, the female partner is not conceiving. She is not becoming pregnant in spite of the desire of the couple who are practicing unprotected sex to have the child. So this is called infertility. But this infertility is not only physical. It is not only because of the malfunctioning of the reproductive organs or deficiency of hormones or something like that. It has got its the emotions also have got role in it. The social status, the social environment has got role in it. The genetic things have got role in it. So it's the reasons can be many, but this infertility problem is prevailing in our society, and it is a major problem, major issue regarding the reproductive health. So today we are going to see what infertility is and what are the different things by which we can assist and overcome this infertility. Inability of the couples to produce children in spite of unprotected sexual habitation. That means they are practicing unprotected sex, but still they are not able to have the child. They are not able to produce the child, or the female partner is not able to conceive. That condition is called infertility. A large number of couples all over the world, including India, are infertile. You must have seen in your neighborhood, in your society, that there are many couples who are married for many years, but still they are childless. They don't have child because of the infertility. The reason for this could be many. It can be physical, it can be congenital, it can be diseases, any kind of disease, if they are indulging in any drug intake, drug abuse, or there some drugs which they are taking for their any medical condition. They must be taking they are taking some drugs which are essential to be taken by the couple because of the medical condition, maybe the male partner or the female partner. Immunological reasons can be there, and even the psychological reasons are there for this infertility. So these are the reasons for this condition, which is infertility. In India, often the female is blamed. Now, this is another myth, the social evil in society. When the child is not born after, say, 3 or 4 years of marriage, mostly the female is blamed for the couple being childless. They think that there is some physical or something which is there in the female which is not helping the couple to have the child, and always the females are blamed. But more often the problem lies with the male partner. So it can be with the female, it can be with the male. So it should not be thought that always the female is responsible for not having the child. In villages, this practice is still there, and it's a social evil. Always the ladies are to be blamed, the females are to be blamed for not having child. But more often the problem lies with the male partner. If the male partner is not able to produce healthy sperms, or if the insemination is not proper, if there can be many problems with the male partner, and in most of the cases that is the reason for the infertility. Special healthcare units are called, these units are called infertility clinics. Now these days these infertility clinics are there where the specialists are there to consult, and they could help in diagnosis and corrective treatment of these disorders. They will diagnose the reason why the couple is not being able to produce the child, and then they will also suggest the treatment for these disorders and enable these couples to have children. And these are called infertility clinics. However, where such corrections are not possible, the couple could be assisted to have children through certain special techniques, commonly known as assisted reproductive technologies, ART. So if the problem is the correction is cannot be done by these infertility clinics, and the diagnosis and corrective treatment is not taken place, the problem is something else, then there are certain special techniques, and these special techniques are called assisted reproductive technologies. Abbreviation is ART. In this topic, you are going to be learning many abbreviations, so you have to learn everything, all these. So this ART is assisted reproductive technologies. Now we will see all these assisted reproductive technologies. First is in vitro fertilization. Now what is in vitro? In vitro is not natural. This is in laboratory conditions. It is not natural. Under laboratory conditions, this fertilization is taken place. That means the male gamete and female gamete, the fusion is done outside the body in laboratory, and that is called in vitro fertilization, IVF. This is another abbreviation, IVF. You must have heard about test tube baby. So test tube baby is this only. Test tube means in test tube you have to take the male gamete and female gamete, and the zygote is formed outside. That is called test tube baby. So in vitro fertilization. Fertilization outside the body in almost similar conditions as that in the body, because for fertilization to take place certain conditions are required. So you have to create same conditions, same environment, then only you can have this fertilization outside the body. So similar conditions are created in the laboratory for this fertilization to take place. And once the fertilization has taken place, the embryo, either the zygote or the embryo is being transferred, and that is called embryo transfer, ET. Now this program is popularly known as test tube baby program. Now what happens in this? Ova from wife or donor. Suppose if the wife or the female partner is not able to produce healthy ova. In that case, the ova can be taken from the donor female. Similarly, the sperms from husband or donor. The sperms can also be taken from donor male. Any other male can be taken from if the husband is not able to produce healthy sperms. Are collected and are induced from zygote. The zygote is formed. They are induced to form zygote. The zygote is formed outside the body, not inside the body of the female, outside the body of the female, and under simulated conditions. What do you mean by simulated? Simulated means similar conditions. What conditions? The male and female gamete are getting in the ampullary region of the fallopian tube, where the fertilization takes place in female's body. The similar conditions are created in the laboratory for the male and female gamete to fuse. So under simulated conditions in the laboratory. So the zygote is formed, it is induced to form. See the term induced. Induced means we are inducing the male and female gamete to fuse and form the zygote under the similar conditions which have been simulated as the conditions which are present in the fallopian tube of the female partner, where actually the fertilization takes place in normal conditions. So similar conditions are created in laboratory and this zygote is formed. Now, two things can happen after that. The zygote can be transferred or the early embryo. Now, this early embryo is up to 8 blastomeres. This could be transferred into the fallopian tube of the female. Now, if the lady is healthy enough to implant the embryo and develop further development, the uterus is ready, in that case this zygote or the 8 up till the 8 blastomere, because as you know, the zygote will undergo mitosis, division, cleavage, and up to the 8 blastomeres it is transferred into the fallopian tube of the female. Now this is called ZIFT. ZIFT is zygote intrafallopian transfer. You have to remember all these abbreviations because these are very important questions from this topic. Zygote intrafallopian transfer for further development. Clear? So if the lady is healthy enough to implant, her uterus is healthy and she can bear the procedure of pregnancy for 9 months. In that case, after fertilization outside, this embryo, early embryo up till the 8 blastomeres or the zygote is transferred into the fallopian tube of the female for further development. And this process is called, this technique is called zygote intrafallopian transfer. Or the embryo with more than 8 blastomeres. Now suppose the lady fallopian tube transfer is not successful. In that case, the embryo with more than 8 blastomeres. Let the embryo go for more than 8 blastomeres. Let it come to the stage of blastocyst, and then it could be transferred into the uterus of the female, so that it gets implanted immediately into the uterus of the female. And this process, this technique is called intrauterine transfer. So two things can happen on this test tube baby. One is that fertilization is in vitro. That means fertilization is not inside, fertilization is outside the body, that is in vitro. In vitro, once the fusion has taken place, the fertilization is taking place outside under in the laboratory conditions, simulated conditions of the laboratory, and this zygote or early embryo is transferred into the fallopian tube. Either it can be transferred to the fallopian tube or it can be transferred to the uterus. If it is being transferred to the fallopian tube, then it is called zygote intrafallopian transfer. And if it is transferred to the uterus in more than 8 blastomeres condition, then it is called intrauterine transfer, IUT. Clear? Then comes in vivo fertilization. In vivo means the ova is healthy of female, the sperm is healthy of male. So the fertilization can happen inside the female's body. So here the fertilization, that is fusion of gametes, takes place within the female. Now the embryo which will be formed could be used for transfer to assist those females who cannot conceive. Now what will happen? The embryo will be transferred to the females who cannot conceive. So the transfer is to assist the females who cannot conceive. Now gamete intrafallopian transfer. Now what is this gamete? This is gift. Transfer of an ovum collected from a donor into the fallopian tube of another female. Now, when this condition would be required, when the female partner is not able to produce healthy ova. So in that case, the ovum is taken from a donor and this ovum is transferred into the fallopian tube. Now this lady is not able to produce ovum but can provide suitable environment for fertilization and further development. That means she is not able to produce healthy ova, but she is able to provide suitable environment. That means her uterus is fit for implantation. So in that case, for the development of the embryo, so in that case, the ovum is collected from a donor, from another lady, and this ovum is transferred into the fallopian tube of the female who is not able to produce the ovum, but she can provide the suitable environment for fertilization and further development. So this is gift. Gamete intrafallopian transfer. Now in this case, the sperms are from her husband only. Only the ovum is taken from the donor and then it has been transferred into the fallopian tube. Now second technique, another technique is intracytoplasmic sperm injection. That is ICSI. Now in this is another specialized procedure to form an embryo in the laboratory. Here also the embryo is being formed in the laboratory. Now what is being done here? Here the sperm is directly injected. It's not the natural fusion. It is being injected into the ovum. So ovum is taken, healthy ovum is being taken by the female partner or the donor, and the sperm is injected into that ovum outside the body in laboratory conditions, and this is called intracytoplasmic because it is going, the sperm is going directly into the cytoplasm of the ovum. So it is intracytoplasmic sperm injection. Now this technique can help to the couple where the sperms of that male partner are not very healthy or not very motile. They cannot travel the distance from the vagina to fallopian tube. So what happens? Otherwise, the sperms are healthy enough to fertilize. So what happens? The ovum is taken out and the sperms are injected into the cytoplasm of that ovum, and the cytoplasmic sperm injection, the sperms, the fusion is taken place outside in the laboratory condition. Now another technique is artificial insemination. Now insemination, as we have already learned, is what? Transfer of sperm from male partner into the female's genital tract. But this method could be used where male partners are unable to inseminate the female. Maybe their sperms are very low in count, or maybe their sperms are not having that required motility, or maybe their sperms are not that healthy to be survived. So what happens in this case? The method could be used where the male partner is unable to inseminate the female. That means the male partner is unable to transfer his sperms into the genital tract of the female, maybe due to the very low counts of sperms in ejaculates. So in this technique, the semen is collected from the husband only. The semen is collected from the husband if the sperms are healthy enough to fertilize the ovum. Otherwise, a healthy donor is found. There are donors who donate their semen. So from an healthy donor, the semen is collected, and then this semen is artificially introduced into the vagina or into the uterus. Now this semen can be introduced into the vagina, or it can directly be introduced into the uterus. And if it is being introduced into the uterus, then it is called intrauterine insemination. Intrauterine insemination. So if the husband, the male partner, is unable to inseminate the female, maybe due to very low counts of his sperms, so what happens in that case? This technique is used where the semen is collected from husband or from any other healthy donors. These days, these clinics, they have the donors come and they are donating their semen. So this can be collected from healthy donor, and then this semen is artificially introduced into the vagina or into the uterus. And if it is being introduced into the uterus, then it is called intrauterine insemination. So these are the techniques which are used to help the infertility process, the infertile couples, where the couples are not able to produce children. And all these are in vitro, the test tube baby, and the transfer of the embryo, zygote intrafallopian transfer, intrauterine transfer, then in vivo, then transfer of the embryo, in gamete intrafallopian transfer, intracytoplasmic sperm injection, and artificial insemination. So these are the techniques which are assisting the infertility issue. But what are the issues with these techniques? About these techniques is that all these techniques, they require extremely high precision. It is not easy as said, like as easy as we have discussed this. It is not that easy. All these things, all these techniques, they are very intricate, and they require high precision handling, and they require very expensive instrumentations. So all these techniques require extremely high precision handling, by specialized professionals. There are professionals who are specialized for these techniques only, and expensive instrumentation. The devices, the gadgets, or the instruments which are used for these kind of techniques, they are very, very expensive. So these are that's why these techniques are affordable to only limited number of people. Not all couples of India or all couples can go for these techniques, because only few can afford these techniques. Then another issue is emotional, religious, and social factors. They are also deterrents in the adoption of these methods. How? Because what is the emotional? The lady, the male partner or the female partner, they feel low. They feel they don't feel good about it, that they are not able to produce healthy ova, or they are not able to produce healthy sperms to have a child, and they have to take the semen or the ovum from the donors, or they have to hire a surrogate mother. So these are all emotional issues. Religious issues, that sometimes they don't know whose semen is this, or sometimes they don't know whose ovum is this. So these are the religious issues related to these techniques. Social factors are also there, because in society this is the last choice when the couples go, when they have tried everything for several years, and then they opt for these techniques. So these all things are deterrents in the adoption of these methods. So these all methods, these all techniques are not adopted immediately. Say immediately that the couple will not go for these techniques. This is the last option, and these are the deterrents for adopting these methods. There are emotional deterrents, religious deterrents, and social factors. They are also deterrents. Now in India or in anywhere else, there are many orphaned and destitute children. So if the childless couple can adopt these children will have a good, better future, and they can grow in a good, conducive environment. So this is the best method, wherein the couples can legally adopt a child. All couples who are looking for a parenthood, all those couples who want to become parents, they can go. There are different orphanage these days. They can go and they can legally adopt a child. And if this is done, then in India we have so many orphan and destitute children who could probably not survive till maturity unless taken care of. They are living very sort of this sort of life, that they are not getting a sufficient nutrition, they are not having sufficient food to eat, they are not having good place to live. So if these destitute and orphaned children, they are adopted by well-to-do couples, then these all children can have good future. So this is the best method. But again, there are certain issues with this also, because the people, they don't want to adopt, they will prefer to go for biological child. So all these issues are here also. But one should advocate that this is the best method. If the couple is not able to produce child, then the best method is legal adoption. In that way, you are serving the society, you are giving a good life to any one child or more than one children. So this is about infertility topic.